that big ass box. You know when you're younger and they always ask kids, what do you want to do when you're older? And there's always that one kid that's like, oh, I want to test mattresses when I'm older. Well, that dumbass kid was me. And I feel like this is one step closer to that final end game goal. It just doesn't quite pay the bills. But this is the new seat from Next Level Racing. This is the PRS1, Performance Reclining Sim Racing Seat. But it's supposed to be modeled like a bucket seat? I don't know. Either way, I did receive this from Next Level Racing for free in return for a review. My homegirl Bonnie up at Next Level Racing, B-Dog as I sometimes call her, she reached out and she's like, hey Casey, you want to try the new seat? And I said, no, not really. I really like the ERS1 that you guys sent last time. And she said, well, we really think you'll like this one. And that was it. I was sold. So here we are. I don't really know even how to make this video. I'm just going to sit in it and tell you how it feels. It's a chair. The one thing that does have me excited before I open this box, it says adjustable lumbar support on the box. Can you handle this? Are you ready? Because it's another box. But within, almost fell over. But within this box is the product. So we're almost there. Comes with somewhat of a yoga mat. Oh boy, instructions. Okay. Moving on. Oh, damn, she hefty. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh God, I'm out of space. This little ass room. Come back. Come on. Come back. I'll live without you. Baby, come back. Oh, it is pretty. Okay. Oh. It's like a suede material. This feels premium. God dang. Wish you could feel it through the camera. It's got like the suede material where you can change the color based on which way you brush it. When I grew up in trailer parks, you were really fancy if you had a couch like that. Whoever put this piece of plastic on is a criminal. Like, there's no way to pull it off. Ripping and tearing. There we go. Okay. So to start this off, the first thing you'll notice is the bottom of the chair does have a rail system that comes pre-installed. I like things easy. God, what kind of tape are they using up at Next Level Racing? Ooh, she is pretty. Okay. Now there are two options available for this chair. Option 2 is the PRS2. It comes in red and black. Professional YouTuber here, and I'm gonna show you what the PRS2 looks like on my cell phone. It doesn't get any lazier than that, boys. Oh my. That one's like a leather feel, but man, I dig this. This is, I could just feel, oh my God, I might have to go buy 6 of these and use them in my kitchen table. They are, ooh, they're wonderful. It smells good too. But here it is, the PRS1. It is a bucket seat inspired design with a reclining feature still on board. Also in this box, you will find all the stuff you need to mount the seat to your rig. Okay, but after unboxing, all you're left with is a house for your child to sleep in after you spent all your money on sim racing supplies. I'm gonna strategically throw it out of the room without hitting anything else. It's beautiful. Marshall, it's fine. So from what I can tell from the info packets that Next Level Racing sent me, I don't see a difference between the PRS1 and the PRS2 besides the way they look. The PRS2, to me, I like the design a little bit better because I like the black and red. The whole rig is like Simagic themed, so the black and red looks a little bit cooler than this. Also, you don't have the big plastic seatbelt slot throughs in the PRS2. This is a little confusing because I think tariffs play a part of this, but the seats cost $349 USD global, but in the US market, $399. I think that is a tariff situation thing. I don't know. But either way, $349, $399, we're somewhere in that ballpark. This way, my friends. This is the way. I don't honestly see much of a difference in the top half of the seat. Maybe the sides down here stick out just a little bit farther, and it appears that the seat might be just a little bit wider in total. What the hell is that? Oh, ha! I found a little hidden knob. Here's our lumbar support. This is what, oh, yes. All right, here's our demonstration. That is the lumbar support all the way out. That is lumbar support all the way in. Horrible demonstration. I don't know what I was trying to get across with that. Also, this chair supports up to a 40-inch waist, so if you're super thick, you might not work out for you. I have a 31-inch waist, so I have about, man, I have 9 inches of 4.5 inches on each side for all kinds of activities. That's great. Now on the bottom, it's very noticeable how much higher these come up than on the ERS3. So I think that's definitely where we're getting our bucket seat from, is we're just getting a little bit more depth. I've been using the ERS3 for probably 5+ months now, and I love this seat. However, with every seat I've ever owned, the NRG and this one, I always need this trusty little junk pillow, and this is my lumbar pillow. I have to have this or my back hurts after sim racing. Now, this could be fundamentally me just setting up my seat wrong. I could be feet to hips height wrong, I could be angle of my legs wrong, the way my brake pressure pushes on my lower back, that could be wrong. But I am interested to see if with how the seat is currently set up on the rig right now, if I set the PRS1 up that exact same way, will I need this lumbar pillow with the new lumbar support? That'd be great, because then I can just use it as a head support for whenever I lounge back and play video games and other stuff like video games. But now that I've taken a moment and absorbed the feeling of the ERS3, I'm ready to swap it out and feel the difference. Now, just off presentation and the way the seat looks from walking in the room, I think that the seat looks a little bit more race-like. I think that's the bucket seat. We're obviously higher here, and we're a little bit thicker in the padding here and here. So now, as for comfort, with the way I get into my rig, because of the nature of my tiny room, I have my shifter on the right, I have this space to crawl into. So these automatically make it harder for my setup. I don't hate that though, that's a me problem, not a them problem. But then I'll hoist this leg up into the rig. So after tinkering with a few things on here, initial first impression, the seat is very comfortable, just as comfortable, if not more comfortable than the ERS3. There are a few things that are a little uncomfortable for me. One being that I use this rig a lot for gaming, not just sim racing, for gaming, for editing. This bucket seat, these wings right here, they make it kind of weird for relaxing because my arms don't fit by my side, right? So my arms are kind of like out here. Not a big deal because most people are sim racing, but the bucket seat definitely gears this seat more towards sim racing than, to me, what the ERS3 is, which is more of like an overall gaming chair is what it feels like to me. Second note, there's no spring recliner. This is a turn dial recliner. And I will say on its recline back, like you see I'm putting in the work to recline. I don't think this is a huge problem because most people are gonna get their seat reclined into one position and probably just leave it there. Unless you're like me and sometimes you like to relax. Even then you can do it, you're just looking at a little bit more work and you can't really recline with your weight on it. You can, but it's really hard to turn. This recliner is one axle across, so you can recline it with one hand, but it's a little bit easier to do it with both. But yeah, I'm not sure I'm a fan of the reclining. The reclining on the ERS3 is like superior to this. Now, the thing I was most excited for on this seat, and I haven't done it yet, I don't have my lumbar pillow in right now, and I don't know if this is deflated. This is actually deflated, and it already feels better. So even at its lowest point, there's more lumbar support on this seat than that seat. This could be the deciding factor for me because back problems plague me, and to be able to race and to game and sit here for hours with no back problems would be amazing. You do see me in an awkward position here. This knob is not in a great spot. But once again, this is one of those settings that once you dial it in, you probably don't touch again. So we'll just deal with the fact that it's in a weird spot. So we're cranking it up, and I can feel my lower back pushing out. It comes out so far, oh my God. So when I push on my load cell, I actually feel like there's an equal amount of pressure in that lumbar support that's giving. So that lumbar support has some give when you put pressure against it. It does compress, which I kind of like. So it keeps my lower back in a better posture. And then when I'm braking, it does give a little bit. It's cozy though, man. I love them. I love the material too. It chair it sits good. So after sitting in this seat, I took a little bit of time to educate myself on what the difference between these two seats was. I never really knew what ERS meant whenever I had mine. It stands for Elite Reclining Seat. This clears up a lot of my questions about why the price difference in these seats and things like that. Next Level Racing has informed me that this seat is indeed made for those sim racing purists, those people who want the most immersive sim racing experience, as opposed to the ERS3 is meant to satisfy sim racing, people who do truck sim, just use it for general work, things like that, which is why I think I prefer that seat over this one. You're looking to spend about $80 more for this seat, so you have to ask yourself, is an immersive racing experience with lumbar support worth $80? I think for some people it will be. For me, honestly, if I had no seat at all and I was looking between two seats, I would still go for the ERS3 just because of what it's capable of and how comfortable I feel doing multiple different things in it. However, I am gonna leave this on the rig for a couple of months and see how I adjust to it. But with all first impressions aside, let's get down to what you're really supposed to do with this seat, and that is race. So I'm in the MX-5 on a practice server for this weekend's race. I just want to do a couple laps and see how my lower back is feeling. So I'll be doing some right foot braking in this car because of heel toe. Honestly, it's so much better on my lower back already. Just that tiny little test. Having this counter pressure on my lower back is feeling really good at the moment. And this might be my deciding factor to stick with using the PRS1. Which might be its justification for its price difference. On top of the quality, material quality of the seat is just amazing, but it also might be worth going to another YouTube channel and looking up a tutorial on how exactly you should be sitting in your sim rig. There's probably a lot I'm missing just on like general setup tips. Here we go, we have another driver out here on track getting in his laps, that's cool. That's what I love about sim racing. Someone else just jumped on the track and there's another guy sitting behind me in his rig at home and we're like just doing laps. It's always a cool prospect to me. All right, so there it is. I just did about 25 minutes of practice. To be honest, my back is better than it ever is with my lumbar pillow. Look at that. Look at that guy. Now that I'm into racing and stuff, my opinion's starting to switch onto maybe it is worth the extra $80, especially if it saves you back problems. For you guys out there with back problems, you know what I'm talking about. Sucks. As far as the seat goes, I play in a very hot room, especially while I'm recording YouTube videos. I don't have the window unit on and I'm in an attic, so it's really hot. I'm sweating like crazy. I'm just as sweaty as I am in any other racing seat. I don't really know if that ever gets better. I sweat less on the HF8 Pro than I do on both of these seats. So when I put the HF8 Pro back on here, hopefully I sweat a little bit less in there too. And just to speak towards its purpose, I do feel more like in tune with the car in this seat. This is sick. This is good. Shifting feels good in it. I kind of like it because honestly, for most of the gears when I'm shifting, my arm in neutral position is sitting on this rest. I kind of like it. So like as I'm waiting for gears, my arm has like a bit of a rest. You can see there where my arm overlaps it as I go into the higher gears that are farther away. So, while my first impressions were underwhelming of the PRS1, what really matters is the play experience. And over the last few days, I did a 40-minute community race with like a 20-minute qualifying, so I was on stream for a couple hours, and then I actually did a 3-hour iRacing stream today. And I can tell you, no lumbar pillow in my back has no pain at all. This is an absolute win for me. This is like the selling point for this chair. Now, you could get the PRS1 and it not help your back at all. That's just the way backs work. They're stupid and they suck. Nobody knows how they really work. Couple other things I noticed. My gripe about the reclining feature not being very smooth doesn't really matter because this is meant to be a racing performance seat with the option of reclining. So if I have to deal with that jittery recline like the 2 times ever that I recline it, then so be it. Do I wish it was smoother? Yeah. Also, now that I have the lumbar support where I want it, it's not like this awkward reach back to grab it is ever gonna bother me. I'll just leave it there. My back doesn't hurt, I'll never touch it again. So automatically, I feel like all of my first impressions that I was worried about are automatically squashed by the way the chair performs and feels. Also, the HF8 feels great on here. It doesn't feel like intrusive or anything. I actually prefer the way it feels on this chair over the ERS3. The only thing that sucks about the HF8 Pro is you buy buy this pretty sim racing seat in like in all its glory, and then you just slap this thing over it, which doesn't look near as cool as the chair itself. So I am missing out on that, I guess. And of course, the most important part of sim racing is that you're comfortable, especially for you guys out there doing endurance racing and things like that. If you're gonna be in your rig a long time, you need to be comfortable. You don't need to be sore by the end of your session. Like, I'm straight out of a 3-hour stream and I feel really good right now, so, well. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, as well as maybe check out my video of the HF8 Pro. It'll get you shaken up. That was really stupid. Whoa. Look at this. I hit a foam board with my car, and look what it's doing. Hold on. Let's go on this adventure together. We're approaching the spinning foam board. Oh, that was so satisfying. Bye.